Now, the Bible also tells you that the fallen angels also gave us knowledge, right? As did the anointed cherub, right? Who used to be called Satan, right? Now, what you get confused about is the fact that in a terrestrial body, if he makes his body like Adam and Eve's body, right, before they were made too, and proceeds to have sex with both, right, which would make more sense, right, for the story as well. See, in a parable where I'm not telling you all the details, but I write a whole 5-book volume on it, look at the whole book and see what all I'm saying. And listen, right, carefully to what I'm telling you happened in this garden, right? There are two kinds of fruit. The fruit of a tree and the fruit of the human body, right? One's produced sexually, and Adam and Eve ate of both. And we're told to become one flesh, right? If you can't figure that out, that's sex, right? So from Eden, the beginning, they had sex, right? Just a marriage certificate. Because you don't really need one, right? Since they were paired together, right? The problem came with the tree of the knowledge, right? Of good and evil, right? Does that sound like a normal fruit tree to begin with? No, no. This tree, if you eat of it, you will know you did something you weren't supposed to do. Something evil. Something evil. And after you eat of it, you will know you weren't supposed to do that. And that you did something wrong. That you did something wrong. Okay. Are you with me so far? Right? When you're telling a parable, right, and you leave out certain information, the information is still within the story itself, right? Like with the parable of the sower, right? Jesus explains it further, right, what he means by each different terrain that the seed even falls upon, right? He expounds it further himself, unlike Moses, right, who just told you the story briefly, right, as part of the genesis of mankind, right? And how we started off, right, in his Bible, right, or book, or Old Testament Pentateuch, which became in the Christian and Jewish Bibles, right? Now, the Jewish Bible only goes to the time of Malachi. They don't consider the Apocrypha either, Christians. But the Catholics do, but they don't quote it like they do the other ones, right? And again, most people come from the New Testament if they believe in Jesus and are Christians anyway, right? Well, you're not even reading all that right. Because Paul himself tells you there was hidden wisdom, right? A mystery that was not known until Jesus was manifested in the flesh, right? Now, how many men know if a man claims to be God, you're less likely to condemn him, but if you're a hermaphrodite, they might not understand that, right? As well. See, they had to reject him, and he had to come in an uncomely form. Now, if you're a hermaphrodite, right, and you go around healing people, right, and raising people from the dead, right, and then you die on the cross, right, and yet they didn't know all that about you, right? That's what Paul's saying, right? There was something about Jesus they didn't know. And once he came, right, after they found out about it, they crucified him anyway. And they tried to shame him and his God, right? But he forgave them, which is why his God resurrected him from the dead, right? And some people can't handle the idea of forgiveness itself, right? If someone does you wrong, you got to go get revenge and do them back wrong, right? That's another problem, right? That could be part of the knowledge of good and evil Satan taught you in Eden, right? And that's what the Torah is all about, right? All the rules are easily broken too, right? But if you wear woman's clothing and you're a man, you're still a man wearing woman's clothing, even if you have somewhat of a sex change, right? Because two parts of the woman you can never have in you, the ovary and the fallopian tube and the womb, right? You had testicles, you had a penis, right? But if you remove those, they used to castrate men like that, right? Now, someone's telling you that, right? That you're doing something, right or wrong, right? And it's an opinion, for one, right? But I don't not understand what you're saying, right? I hear you. But I don't think you understand you can't just willfully change yourself fully to female unless you put the body parts in you as well, right? I know. Then you're just like the eunuch male, right? Who was made part of a harem so he couldn't have sex with the females. Okay. Anyone telling you you're a girl and you were born a boy don't want you to reproduce. With a girl. And vice versa, if they tell you you're a boy and you're a girl, right? Well, you can't do that, right? But you can. Now, binary means you're two egg and sperm, by the way, right? That became one, right? Male or female, unless you're both genders, right? Which that's an outside thing. That gene has to be introduced by the angels who sinned, right? Which is what Genesis 6 is dealing with, right? Not only did Satan do it, now either he is Azazel, he's also called Nas by Justin, right? Not Justin the rock singer, but Justin the writer of part of the Gnostic Gospels, right? Oh. So anyway, they're hiding this from us, right? Now, the Bible also warns you're destroyed for a lack of knowledge in Hosea 6, right? Though he's trying to revive us and tell us the truth of what happened, right? Some men just refuse to accept it, right? And they are the ones to be judged as unjust or just, right? The just shall live by faith, right? In the Word of God, right? All the Word of God, right? 100%. Now, if you're 30-fold, 60-fold, or 100-fold, you can still be saved. That's not the problem, right? As long as you're living by the Word, right? But what is the problem, right, is if you know more and you don't show what you know, right? Then you can be judged, right? But if you're willfully not wanting to know, that's a sin too, right? But all I can do is tell you what these other writers said, and this also from the Bible itself, right? And show you where. Some of it was from the Apocrypha. Some of it might be from Enoch itself. Some of the revelations of John has to do with some of the prophecies in Enoch, right? And all this is before and after Jesus came, right? Some of it was written before he got there. Some after, right? It don't matter though, right? When it was written, right? It just was, all right? Have a good evening.